Seal Hemostatic Wound Spray. First aerosolized chitosan-based wound spray, indicated all the way up for trauma.
The civilian sector usage is like, my wife could go and spray my arm because she's not trained.
Correct.
And so I feel really silly if I had my whole blow-up bag and my tourniquets and my chest seals and everything, have all my gear.
Yes.
And then my wife's sitting there not trained, and then I bleed out because there's nothing for her to use. So
correct.
Something like this would be really good to have in the truck. Perfect. So she could just spray it in there and at least give me a chance to get my own aid going on.
Things with what we've done is we're empowering lay people to be able to treat trauma, and trauma comes in a multitude of forms, but they're able to treat it with the same level, care, and precision that a trained person would. So, I mean, you can deploy this can, empties in 5 seconds. Again, combined with mechanical pressure, we're just out here trying to make people's lives a bit easier.
Sweet. Well, it looks like 2 different products here, or 3 different products here 3. On the table.
So we have our veterinary product, and then we have our over-the-counter product, and then we have our pro. The difference between the 2 of these is the over-the-counter, it's 1.5 ounces. The pro is 2.5 ounces. So this is for public safety, and the idea behind it was to provide a lot of product in one can so that it will cover the full range of different types of injuries without having to fumble for multiple cans.
So this is a pro, and then this is the over-the-counter, OTC, yep. And then what makes the veterinary one special?
So there's 2.8 ounces worth of product in there, and that's to combat like getting through fur and things of that nature, but in essence it's the same exact product.
Cool. And what have you tested it on, livestock-wise? Cows,
pigs, horses.
That's really cool.
We've had some really interesting use cases there. So, I mean, especially with horses.
Horses like to bleed, and they don't like to stop bleeding.
Horses like to bleed. They do like to bleed. Hemostatic wound spray. First, aerosolized chitosan-based wound spray, indicated all the way up for trauma. What we have here, chitosan, nothing new. Been around forever. But when you look at like Generation 1 hemostats, they either had some sort of additive in them, like silica or salt or fibrogen. And what they did was dried out the wound bed. And then you had other products like kaolin that activates the clotting cascade faster. What ours does, we focused on the chemistry. Chitosan naturally is a positively charged glucosamine ion that only bonds to negatively charged protein ions in red blood cells. So it works, binds, sets up. What we did is we've made that work 10 times quicker. So once it comes into contact with blood and blood alone, it'll increase the viscosity to about 3,000 centipoles. So think of like Jello. So once that happens, it'll set up, combined with some mechanical pressure, it'll stop the bleeding. So what we do to deploy the product, we have a propellant in there, 1234ZE. It's a Honeywell product. So the can, the 2.5 ounce Pro can, will throw the product about 9 feet because the supply pressure is at 60 psi. That's good. When it's used in its ideal operating distance of 6 to 10 inches, it'll drive the product deep into that wound bed to set up. And a secondary piece to that, since it's a refrigerant, it comes out cold. So that coldness will act as a vasoconstrictor for those surface blood vessels and capillaries to allow the product to work at the source of the bleed. Debridement, easy. No exothermic response, so it doesn't burn. It does not set up like concrete. Hit it with saline, it'll rinse out and peel off like a scab. And since it works with blood and blood alone, if you have a person, let's say they fell into the water and had a prop strike, you pull that person out, you spray this on that injury, it's not going to prematurely set up on that moist or wet skin. It'll only work at the source of the bleed. We've seen people use this in the way that they've been training with it, is that it's first on patient. Not telling you to not use a tourniquet, not telling you to not pack a wound. But what we're talking about when it comes to saving lives, time is key. So being able to single-handedly walk up, pop the top with one hand, empty a product into a wound bed in 5 seconds, you're already buying yourself time. It gives you time to take a step back and reassess. If you need to pack that wound, you can pack right on top of it. All you're doing is forcing a highly effective hemostatic deeper into that wound bed to make it work that much better. If you still need to put on a tourniquet, you have that as well. So
yeah, we went over these 3.
Yep.
What's in the box?
Oh, so one of the things we get a lot of requests from different agencies, people, things, they just want
Full
kits. So we started to see what people like, what people don't like, and different things, and we're constantly adding stuff to it. So we rolled out on the website a build your own kit.
Yes, cling.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm getting excited.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So we started putting in, this is a really good partner of ours, T-ring, finger tourniquets, so fingers and extremities. We have options for tourniquets. TACMed, they're amazing. They're soft tourniquet. That's awesome. And then you can put like a multitude of, whether you want the Seal OTC, multiples of those, or the Pros, whatever, some chem lights, and then all of your basic sundries. Oh, and then one of the other products, partners of ours, is NasoClip. So this is for nosebleeds. They've been really great to work with.
How does that work? I've never seen that before.
So the way that works is you pull it off and this clamps onto your nose, but then it has these foam inserts that go up your nostril. So it provides outside pressure as well as packing on the inside.
That's cool.
This was developed by a wonderful person, Dr. Liz Claiborne. She's an EMS doctor in the University of Medicine Medical Systems.
That's cool. I guess bleeds every winter when the air gets dry.
That is prime time, man.
It's really annoying. Either holding it or like takes a paper towel and shoving it up and continue on.
Right.
So that's a different option for it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The container's pre-made.
Yep.
Sprays, and then these look like maybe to go on some webbing or to go in a truck.
So what we did here is we were working with Pace in Arizona. They were one of our first earlier adopters. And the issue that they had is they were concerned about their officers getting hit junctionally. So their kit is actually Molly vests. So we developed this with them so that way it could go on their kit, hold a can of Seal as well as a tourniquet and some trauma shears. So more so if one of their officers got hit themselves, then they could self-apply Seal and then fall back and call in for backup.
Buying some time.
Yep.
Nice. And where has your product been used?
Shoot, a lot of different places. I mean, now we've done stuff in Ukraine, stuff in the Middle East, Israel, Gaza, East, West Africa, South America, and we're starting some deployments all throughout Asia as well.
And I think I missed a part. How are you tied into this?
How am I tied into it?
Yeah.
So I am one of the founders, and I'm the CEO of the company.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, we've had fun.
It's really cool.
It's been a long ride. We've been working on this for 16 years to this point. And we're making a lot of friends along the way and getting some good testimonials and some saves. One of the things that I said from the beginning is I always wanted us to be impactful. So one of our very first saves was a 10-year-old boy that was attacked by pit bulls in South Africa. And when we received that video, I knew that we were on the right path. So we're constantly doing it, and the more and more shows we go to, the more and more product that we get in the field, the more and more people that come up to us and tell us about their experiences with it or what they've seen or how we benefited or impacted their lives or somebody that they care about's life. It's just a blessing all the way around. I'm really proud to be doing what we're doing, and I have a wonderful team around me to support this and help drive our mission forward.
So cool, man. Thanks, Wayne.
Not a problem. I thank you.